Alright, so today we're going to add and subtract decimals. When we're adding and subtracting decimals, we always need to make sure we line up that decimal point. And the reason for doing that is that it keeps things in order. So what I'm talking about here is, let's say I had $3.19 and I wanted to add that to $5.27 in my other pocket. So I got $3.19 in one pocket and $5.27 in another pocket. I line up my decimal point so that I can keep things in order. I want to add my pennies with my pennies, my dimes with my dimes, and my dollars with my dollars. If I had $10 bills, I'd want to add those up, or $100 bills, I'd want to add those with those. I don't want to add my singles with my pennies. That's not going to give me a pile of pennies. It's going to give me a big mess. So we got to keep things organized. Lining up that decimal point keeps things in order, and that's with adding or subtracting. So once you get the decimal point lined up, then it's pretty much a piece of cake. 9 and 7 make 16, makes 4. The next thing you have to do is this decimal point is lined up. So in addition or subtraction, you just bring it straight down, and then 3 and 5 makes 8. So if you have $3.19 in one pocket and $5.27 in another pocket, all together you have $8.46. If I had a different problem, let's say 3.5 plus 4 and 217 thousandths, right? I would want to rewrite that problem, lining up the decimal point again to keep things in order. That's what our goal is out of this. So you'll notice that I have some open spots here. Well, 3.5 is the same as 3 and 50 hundredths, or 3 and 500 thousandths. So I'm just rewriting that problem, but I can fill in with zeros there. Bring down the decimal point. Subtraction works exactly the same, where we would have possibly, let's say, 7 and 17 thousandths minus 6 and 23 hundredths, right? So if I had this problem, 7 and 17 thousandths minus 6 and 23 hundredths, well, I would have to add a 0 in here. 7 minus 0 is 7. 1 minus 3, I can't do that, so I have to borrow here, becomes a 6. 10, I borrow that, 10 over, becomes a 9. And 11, I add 10 to it, so that becomes an 11. 11 minus 3 is 8. 9 minus 2 is 7. Bring down the decimal point. 6 minus 6 is 0. So, key to adding and subtracting decimals is lining that decimal point up. That keeps things in order. My tenths place is with my tenths place, my hundredths with my hundredths, my thousandths with my thousandths, my ones, my tens, my hundreds, any larger number. I'll do one more example, and then we'll be done. So let's say I had 119 and 3/10, and I wanted to subtract 21 and 394 thousandths. Alright, so I want to do this. I have to first line up the decimal point. 119 and 3/10, 21, 394 thousandths. I'm going to fill in with zeros. This one's going to be a problem. I have to borrow quite a bit. So I'm going over to this, becomes a 2, 10, and then 9, 10, 6, 0. That's going to become an 8. That would be a 12, so I get 9. 7 and 11 minus 2 is 9, so I get 97 and 906 thousandths. Again, bring that decimal point straight down. That's all there is to adding and subtracting decimals. Have a great day.